Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first class session of Trading ABC, where I, Jabari, will try to attempt to make trading as simple as ABC. Um, so this is our first session. I want to say congratulations. If you are in this course, that means that you overcame some amount of uncertainty and decided to take the next step when it comes to trading options or any type of stock market or any type of equities or securities that you may be deciding to get into, and you have decided to start your journey or make part of your journey, bring it over here. And so I just want to say thank you and congratulations for making it this far. I hope that this course is useful for you and that I clear up any uncertainties around trading or any questions you may have about the market. So this is going to be an extremely simplified course. My goal is to make everything as nice and neat and tidy for you as possible. I'm pretty much going to be presenting and teaching from the aspect of things I wish I knew 2.5 years ago when I opened up my Robinhood and started pouring money into options and losing money and making money and losing money and making money. A lot of stuff I wish I had knew, but I know now. And so now my goal and my agenda is to help others. All right, no further ado, let's get into the course. So this course is going to be broken down into pretty much 3 segments that I call A, B, and C. And the first segment is going to be choosing an asset. And so all of it is comprehensive, and I'm going to work my way down. But these are basically all the terms or subjects or topics that I think one should know while dipping and diving into options. And so they're not necessarily in order from simplicity to complexity. However, they are in some form of sequence as far as beginning what you should know, beginning to what everything you'll need to know to eventually set up your first trade if it's not your first trade, or setting up a trade from the trading ABC way of doing things. And so section A is choosing an asset. Section B will be creating a trading plan, and section C will be setting up a trade. And so I suggest that you become familiar with this table of contents so that at any point, if you get lost in the process and don't know what to do next, you can simply come back to this and figure out where did you get lost at, where was you last on track, where can you pick up from, and if you decide to contact me with any further questions, I would simply ask. I'm going to always say, where on this list do you believe your question falls under? And even in me asking you that, it will challenge you to kind of really have to think and figure out where you are. And it will kind of probably sharpen the question. The sharper the question, the sharper the answer can be. So, number 1, A1. This is like big kids course. It's simple and it's ABCs, but not a lot of fluff, a lot of straightforwardness, and we're going to get right into it. Number 1, securities. What are securities? Equities, ETFs. So basically, in the stock market, you're going to be basically buying and selling shares of a company, basically ownership of that particular company that provides value to their customers in different forms and services and different shapes and sizes. But nonetheless, the money that company basically retains until themselves, the value of that company is bought and sold on the stock market. And a lot of times the price of the particular company has nothing to do with where that company may actually be standing in outside of the market. I want to say in the real world, but the stock market is the real world too. Because when companies get placed on the stock market, they take a percentage of ownership of that company and place it for sale. And then once that money is made from that original sale of ownership that they sold, then the pricing of that ownership, whoever purchased it first, that's the only money that company sees. From that point, that company is being bought and sold by third-party entities, by third-party investors. And so that amount of ownership that they sold originally to go public, to get placed on the stock market, may increase in value, but they'll only ever see, the company itself will only ever see what they originally sold it to. So any increase from that point on will be seen by whoever holds that investment, whoever holds that ownership that originally purchased it. And so what you need to know is the difference as far as from the trading ABC perspective, as far as from how I trade options, and what I'll be teaching about is sometimes you can buy and sell stocks directly. Sometimes you can buy and sell. Mostly what I deal with are ETFs, exchange traded funds, which are basically a group of stocks, not just one stock, but basically a group of stocks being sold and purchased and sold as one. And so within that group of stocks, you may have one stock that's doing really well, increasing in value. You may have another one that's decreasing in value, but ETF will essentially be an average of all of the stocks, that all of the individual stocks that make up that group. And so they are typically more stable because they individual stocks kind of swing from day to day, because basically all they have fighting for them is themselves. And so in the event that they're not doing good, the stock won't be doing good. Versus an ETF, as long as there are some stocks within that group doing well, that ETF could continue to rise in value. Number two, A2. Options are derivatives. Okay, so just like that, it's kind of about to get intense. Options are essentially a piece of value that's based on the value of something else, whether it be a stock or an ETF. Options themselves aren't anything, I guess, just keep it in trading ABC language. But because they give you the ability to buy or sell something else that does have value, it can become valuable in the event that what they give you the option to do is valuable based on the asset, the equity that the options are built on and placed on. Stay with me. it'll be fun when you start making some money over it, but off of this. But I think it is just good for you to know some of this information. Um, Also, the pricing of options are made up of intrinsic value and extrinsic value. And basically, what that means is some of the value when you purchase an option or sell an option, some of the value in that is actually real in a sense where if you have the ability to buy a stock that is or ETF that is currently being sold on the market for $15 with an option, if you have the ability to buy that for $5, that difference between the $15 that is being sold on the market for and the ability to purchase it for what you have in the option, that difference of $15 and $5 is real. That's $10 that if you were to exercise that option right now, that's real value. But sometimes they aren't priced like that. In fact, they're never actually priced perfectly like that with just intrinsic value. A lot of times they have like a speculative value. A lot of people spectating on the value of that option, whether it will go up or down. And really what they're doing is spectating on the price of the asset that the option is built on. And yeah, so when you're buying these things, sometimes you're basically buying kind of just expectations and people's general prediction about what the price of that asset, that equity, that stock, that ETF, all different terms used to refer to that price that the options are based on and the expectation for that price to increase or decrease. Just got to get you some of this information. Promise you it'll make sense later, I guess. I hope it did for me. 8.3, calls and puts. Okay, this is stuff. I think those first two, I think they probably were the most vague or whatever. Now we're going to get into some of the more fun stuff, what you need to know. Stuff where you could go and start trading right away with just a little bit of information. Calls and puts are the name of options. So, what are calls? Calls are the option contracts that you purchase when you think the price is going up. I got a diagram I want to put on the screen while I talk about this subject matter. Where's my risk graph? Oops. Risk graph. Where was that at? Okay. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So, I haven't gotten to explaining what delta, theta, and vega are yet. Right now, we're just focusing on a call and a put. And so, with both call and puts, you can buy or sell. So just to keep it for simplicity purposes, right now I'm going to focus on just the buying side. Buy a call when you think the price is going up. Buy a put when you think the price is going down. Somebody say my put is making money, it's because the market is going down. Somebody say my call is making money, it's because the market is going up. Or not necessarily the market, but whatever asset, stock, ETF that particular option is based on. All right. Um, I'm at the end of this